Guys, welcome back to Lesson 1, Part 4. I'm on page 137 of your book, and we need to go back to Canvas and open up a new document. So I'm going to go to your book lessons. Illustrator Lesson 1. And now your book tells us it wants us to open up A1-3. I'm going to open that up. And you guys aren't going to be able to see that, but I've got a file down here at the bottom that's ready to be opened. Let me see if I can't move the screen over a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to click that. It's automatically opened up in Illustrator. I'm going to move my Illustrator window down just a little bit to capture the whole video. So it says open A1/3 and then save it as groups. So we're going to go to File and then Save As, and you're going to save yours in your H drive and save it in groups. Mine takes a little bit longer because I'm on my laptop instead of my school computer. So I'm going to move on without saving mine. Well, I just took a break and put you guys on pause and went ahead and saved it as groups on my laptop. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on Objects in the menu bar and then click on Show All. Click Objects on the menu bar again. Go to Group. All these three objects are now grouped together so that I can move all three of them at the same time. Click on your selection tool, which mine is already selected. Click anywhere on the pasteboard to deselect all of your objects. Notice that the anchor points are all gone now. Then we're going to click on the pink circle. Click and as shown in figure 42, all three objects are still selected now because I just clicked on the pink circle, but all three of them are still selected because the objects are all grouped together. Now we're going to click on the pasteboard to deselect all, then click on the direct selection tool. Here's where we know the difference between our selection tool and our direct selection tool. Now click on your direct selection tool and then click on the pink circle. Only the circle is selected because the direct selection tool selects individual objects within a group. Select all. Click Object on the menu bar. So everything is selected. We're going to go to Object on the menu bar and now ungroup. Click the selection tool. Select the small square, which I'm assuming is talking about this one. Click Object on the menu bar. Point to Lock. And then Selection. Let's hope it didn't. Whoops. Let's go to Edit Undo. I think I hit Hide. We're going to go to Object, and then we're going to go, I think before I go on, I'm going to click on the pasteboard, the white pasteboard, and go back and reselect so that I know I just have this blue square, the small blue square selected. Now I'm going to go to Object on the menu bar, and then I'm going to go down to Lock, Selection. Okay, the object's handlebars disappears. It can no longer be selected. Click Object on the menu bar and then click Unlock All. And now you can see that we can select the blue square. All right, turning the page. We are on page 138. Select all. Click Object on the menu bar, point to Hide, and then click Selection. Click Object on the menu bar, then click Show All. The three objects reappear in the same location where they were originally hidden from. Number 11, hide the pink circle and this small square. So we need to select these. You can do this individually or you can select them at once. I'm going to click on the pink square and now I'm going to press and hold Shift on my keyboard and select the small blue square. Then we're going to go to Object and we're going to go to Hide Selection. Save your file. And you just need to hit Save since you've already saved as. Click View on the menu bar. Then click Smart Guides if it's not already selected. And it looks like mine is already selected. I know it's already selected because of the blue click. So I'm going to deselect in the scratch area. Click the large blue square. And now I'm going to try and visually center it. And see those smart guides? I'm going to use it to visually center it. Okay. Let me double click on my mouse, on my hand tool to be able to see the entire artboard all at once. Release the mouse button when the word center appears. So we already did that. Number 4, show the hidden objects. Then hide the small square. So I need to go back and grab my selection tool, deselect everything, click on my small square, Object, Hide, Selection. Using the same steps, align the center of the pink circle with the center of the large square. So I'm going to click this, hold my mouse button. I'm going to really pay attention to that center dot, and it's going to tell me, my computer tells me, see those green lines? It's going to tell me when the two of them are centered together. Once I have that together, I'm going to release my mouse button, and then I can let go of my mouse and it's all centered together. Okay, now we're going to show the hidden square. Use the smart guides to align the top of the small square with the top of the large square as shown in figure 44. So if you take this, click and hold the mouse button, if you go straight up, see that green line? That green line is showing me that the two of them are in line with each other. They're parallel to each other. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is position the small square to the bottom left of the other objects. I'm going to wait until I get to that green line to show me that the two lines are in line with each other. The two squares are in line with each other, and then let go. Save your work and close your file. Okay, so I'm moving forward, and then I'm going to move on over to page 142. This is what we're doing next is going to lead up to a larger project. So it's important that you save your work the way that your book tells you to save your work. All right, so I'm going to go to File, New. We're going to create a new document that's 8 inches wide by 8 inches tall. And I'm going to X out of this. So our book doesn't tell us what to click on in here, but we're going to go ahead and click on print. And then we're going to make our document over here in inches, because our book tells us it wants us in inches. And we need this document to be 8 inches by 8 inches. The name of our file is called Basic Shapes. And everything else will be okay. We'll hit create. So go to File and then Save As. You're going to save it as Basic Shapes. Okay, so my screen is going to look different from yours because you need to save in your H drive in your computer graphics folder. I'm saving to my desktop because I'm not connected to the network right now, but I'm going to call this Basic Shapes and then hit save. Hit OK, and we're ready to move on. Okay, so we're going to click the default fill and stroke button. You want to make sure that your fill is white and your default is black. Click the fill and stroke switch button, and so now your fill is black and your stroke is white. We're going to go ahead and click on our rectangle tool in the tool panel. Click and drag the rectangle tool pointer on the artboard and release the mouse to make any size of rectangle. Oops, I clicked on my gradient tool. That's why mine's not doing anything. What's going on? Here's our rectangle tool. You want to make sure you click on that rectangle tool. Then you're going to click with that mouse button. Hold your mouse button down, click and drag, and you have a black rectangle. Okay, so now we're going to create a second rectangle, and now you need to press and hold Shift and then click your mouse button and drag. And the only type of rectangle that you can make is an actual square. It's going to be equal on all sides. It's going to be proportional. Okay, so we're going to release our mouse button and then release the Shift so that it constrains the proportion. Okay, so we're going to create a third rectangle. We're going to draw from its center point by pressing and holding Alt. And then we click with our mouse and drag out, and now we can drag to create another rectangle. You can add one more step of complexity and hit Shift, and you're going to constrain the proportions and draw a perfect square out. But I've released the Shift again, and I'm just going to create a random rectangle. Release that mouse button, then release Alt, and there you go. Click Select All to select all 3 objects. Click Edit, Cut to remove all 3 objects. Then click anywhere on the artboard. I'm going to hit Cancel, and we're going to start on step 3 on our next video.